Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
And that's Lally. Hey everybody, this is Tilio, and this is the art part of the show, Tilio's Random Thoughts. Anything but random, because I think about them all through the week and then I bring it to you. So today's thought that I'm going to share with you, it's going to, it'll solve a lot of problems, but I don't know if it's like a hashtag or something like that, but I think it's been coming up regarding, say, just what's been going on in the country. And, it's all about perspective. You can have a perspective that we're focused on things that are negative in the world and you'll find them, and you can have a perspective on things that are positive in the world and you can find them. But Adrian, what's happening in the world today?
I don't know where you're going with this, Attilio.
What's your perspective? Pay attention. What's your perspective of what's going on in the world today?
I mean, I don't watch the news.
So you would have more of a positive or negative perspective?
I would say a positive perspective, because the news typically likes to report on things that are negative.
Yeah. One of the things that they like to report on, for example, is like shark attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see reporting on shark attack, if you take a look at the real statistics of it, you're more likely to be bit by a New Yorker in New York City than you are by a shark.
Mm-hmm.
Statistically, this is true. Look it up. But the point being is that we have a perspective of what's going on in the world. And what I would tell people is that you got to have a perspective of being present. Being present is one of those. And that all dovetails into the little things that we do, where the hashtag that I wanted to talk about today is that love always trumps over hate. Love trumps hate. And when you approach situations and people like that, what kind of reactions do you get from that, Adrian?
Well, when you come across with love and focusing on the love than the hate, yeah.
Do you get more hate? More?
No, you are going to get more love and less hate.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to share with you guys, and it's a story, and again, it's important in your relationships and whatever it is that you're doing to be 100% present doing it, because then what is the reason why we're here doing it if we're not 100% present doing it, right? Because that, especially in like us doing this radio show, presentations with your family, with your friends, we are in a day and age where there is a ton of distractions. Simon Sinek, he's got a Google talk on it, but if you were to look it up, he's going to talk about how literally just having your cell phone on the table at a meal creates disconnection. Mm-hmm. Just literally having it on the table, because there's always going to be in our forethoughts that, when are we going to stop to look at that phone? So think about that. So I'll challenge you guys out there, leave your phones in the car, be 100% present with what you're doing, because everything else does not matter. And so love will always trump over hate. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is that we actually sued a client. Now, that's a weird thing to be saying on a real estate radio show, because it's like, oh, wow, I don't want to list my property with you guys or help you buy something. And by the way, this is not something that we normally do. We have never, ever.
You've never had to
or been in a situation we've been sued by clients. By the way, mm-hmm. We've won every single time.
You know what? There's no winners in a lawsuit.
Yes, there is
except for the attorneys.
There is winners in every situation and every lawsuit if love trumps hate.
Okay.
Okay. Do we hate those people that were suing us?
No.
Do we love them still where they're at?
Yes.
Then we won.
Okay.
So it's not about checks and legal fees and all of that. Thank you for pointing that out, because most people miss the point. Mm-hmm. And they don't get it. And they go exactly where you just went. So the point being is that, and another concept I want to bring to the conversation for you guys to listen to is two words. There's content and context. Now the content is pretty like, wow, that's probably getting you stopped and wanting to pay attention. What? Why are you guys talking on your real estate show that you guys all sued a client? Well, that's the content. Here's the context of it. We have a 10K for upgrades program, and what we do is we have you. What is the 10K for upgrades program, Adrian?
So if during property prep, if you don't have that extra money laying around, we will front up to $10,000 to help with the property prep. Now, this is not meant for like a full-on remodel. Yeah, that's a different program.
Yeah, $10,000, that'll get you like maybe one of them bidet toilets. That's about it.
Yeah, but it's meant for like, deep cleaning, maybe some painting, maybe some new flooring, a little refresh here and there.
Sometimes it's not even any of that stuff. It's like a trash out.
Yeah.
Cleaning up the yard, cleaning up the trees, removing vehicles, removing things from in the home.
We recently helped a client that they just didn't have the cash to pay for the movers.
Yeah.
So we will front money for the clients, and then we get paid at closing up to $10,000.
Here's the context of that situation with the client. By the way, this is something that was dragging on for almost 2 years. And what we did was we have them, we clearly communicate what the program is. Number two, we have them sign it. And then why do we have them sign it, Adrian?
Well, I mean, because it's an agreement. It's a contractual agreement.
Okay.
And if they don't pay, then we do put a lien on the property.
Yeah.
Because we need to get reimbursed.
Robin, we're going to stop right now on the show and edit this out. Adrian, what is it that you want Robin to do?
Robin, you need to
show with you.
Yeah, you need to mute yourself because we keep hearing you typing away, and I can't do this chat. It's not letting me chat. So please mute yourself.
But we don't know if somebody's in the studio.
I cannot communicate with him on the chat, and he keeps typing, and I keep hearing it. Any noise that you're making, we hear.
Yeah, Robin, come off of mute. Do we have people still in the
Yes,
studio?
Joseph is in there. He's waiting to be brought on.
Okay.
And I
That's okay.
I don't know what's happening, but we can hear you.
Adrian, I can't hear that, so he's good. So we'll continue on with the show. We'll finish the thought. So everybody just edit it back on. Take two. We're ready to go. And we're present with the show, Adrian?
Yes.
You're going to do a radio show today?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, so here we go. So finishing up that thought with the client was that at the end of the day, we had all of our documentation. We had email confirmations of communication approving the entire process, the cost. What we did was we ended up replacing a carpet and painting a front door. We facilitated the approval of the painting of the front door with the association. We facilitated the appointments of the installation. We paid for everything, scheduled everything, took care of everything. Everything was in writing, and we screwed up. How did we screw up, Adrian?
Once escrow was opened, they somehow did not get the instructions.
There's no somehow. We didn't give the instructions to escrow.
Our team did not send the instructions about this 10K for upgrades, and that there was about $6,000 that needed to be reimbursed from these upfront investments.
Yeah, it was about $5,800, but here's the bottom line, folks. Let me ask you a question. If you lend somebody some money for something and you forget to collect it from them, does that mean that the obligation of the debt is erased? Well, we got 2 years of looking it up, ChatGPT, of the legal remedies and everything, and we went through small claims court, and I will tell you, it's a great process. It's tedious, and you must be attentive to the details in the process, but it was a great process regarding our small claims court and the ability for the lay people to be able to go to court without representation and be able to negotiate between two parties and come to an agreement and have a judge make a decision. So the point being of that is that our legal system does work. We don't need to hire attorneys. Well, there's a caveat to that. I think it's got to be below $5,000.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and in our case, the other party, because it was a divorce sale, she paid right away because she knew it was a mistake that it didn't get pulled out of closing. Yeah, so she paid right away, and it was the other party that was.
Oh, you didn't collect it at closing? Too bad, so sad. You don't get the money. So the bottom line, has that ever happened before? Never.
No.
And you know what? Love, and with the mindset that love trumps hate, at the end of the session, what did that client do right before we left the courtroom?
We all shook hands, and he said,
"How do I make good on this?"
Yep.
And so that's an example where we don't have to go DEFCON 11 on people if you just stay the course,
high,
document your communication, stay professional, stay kind, really respond to people with love instead of hate, it will work out. And even if it didn't work out financially for us, at the end of the day, are you preserving who you are as a person and what you feel is right? And do you still have love in your heart?
Yes.
Okay. So love trumps hate. That is today's message. All
right. Well, someone who is awesome and professional. We have Joseph from Keymasters with his tip of the week, with his locksmith tip of the week. Hey, Joseph, what do you have for us this week?
What's up, guys? How are you?
Aloha.
Good.
Yes.
What tip do you have for us for what you're out there doing today?
Well, to be honest with you, if I had to give a tip of the week today, man, it would be get your spare key now. Don't wait till later. You wait till later, it ends up costing you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Get a spare key now. I mean, why are you going to pay $140 for somebody to come unlock your car when we can make you a metal key copy for a pretty affordable price? That alone are transponder keys too. So get it done early before you have to spend the big bucks on your all keys lost situations.
Yeah. We've I've got an old Toyota Corolla, and I do have an extra key on there. And sure enough, I have lent it to some friends, and they broke it's the key that opens the door, and it's also the key that starts the car. They broke the key in the trunk lock. And that was the only key they had. But lucky enough, I had a spare key, ran out there and got it all squared away. So,
I would take it a step. I would take it a step further. Have that extra key and put it in like a little hide a key on the car, right? And then that way you always have your spare key.
You gotta make it. You gotta hide it real good, though.
And that's a mistake I see a lot of people do. They they take and keep their spare key with their key on their key ring. So the probably the worst place you can put your spare key is with the original key. That's why we are right now offering specials on lockout services, spare metal keys, door keys per se, with unlock services to try to prevent you from doing it in the future. These are thin metal keys. They're not the big bulky kind. So you put them in your wallet, they'll slide right in the back of your wallet or in your purse or somewhere. That way they don't take up space. They're on your person, and you ain't locking your keys inside your car.
All right. Well, that's a great tip of the week.
Yes.
I didn't know
keeping us organized.
Those thin keys.
Yes.
Maybe,
absolutely.
I think even, like on the back of the iPhone, sometimes people have the little pouches where the credit cards are. That key will probably fit there too,
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. They're just small metal keys, not the big, fat, thick kind. So it definitely makes some convenient place to put them somewhere.
I gotta share it with everybody. We're real human beings, and sometimes we can be knuckleheads. But I'll show you our knucklehead Keymasters story. It wasn't on them, it was on us. We went to our car, blue Lexus, dirty Lexus. Adrian has a blue dirty Lexus. And then we're like, hey, the key don't work. And we're like, okay, maybe it's the...
Well, it was said that there was a low key battery. It said that
low key battery was right when we got out of the car. So go longs. I watched
replace the battery.
Learn how to replace that little watch battery thing in the fob. Still, it wouldn't unlock. And then I even tried the manual key, and I'm like, what the heck?
It's not working.
Maybe this thing is like so tight on security, it disables the manual lock. You make up stories for the situation you're in. And then finally, one of the Keymasters peoples came out sitting in traffic. I mean, the guy said, I still got to charge you $100 for the trip. And I said, we gladly played it because we're such knuckleheads. Literally six stalls down was another dirty blue Lexus.
This is at Alamo.
You're at the wrong car. At Alamana Shopping Center. What are the odds that
I know. My guy told me that story. I was dying.
And we're like, you know what? Knucklehead charge of $100, glad to pay it and we didn't realize it till we came out again, and we were spending hours there. We went to lunch, we went longs, shopping.
We ended up being late to go visit a client, but he thought it was hilarious.
He thought it was funny.
He's 95, and I was like, we had a senior moment, and we told him the whole story, and he was like, he still laughs. He still laughs about it.
So here's my tip of the week: put a sticker on your windshield.
Yes, that too. That's helpful.
So I put a sticker on there.
So that'll never happen again.
Knuckleheads are us. I was the sticker I put on the windshield. But anyway, so you guys have locksmith services. You guys are available 24/7 all around the island. Yep. And
island wide, baby.
Okay, and then
24/7.
What's a good number for people to call? Oh, here it is.
08-897-4565.
All right. Okay. Well.
Yes, sir. Straight to me.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Joseph. Aloha.
Aloha.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Aloha. Take care.
All right, that was Joseph with Keymasters. He is an expert we trust. You can find out all about them if you go to the resource tab on teamlally.com. We've got a lot of experts we trust. All right, so we have some reviews to share this week.
I like reviews.
Yeah, so
let me give you some. So the content is the reviews you're going to share with our listeners, correct?
yes.
Let me give you some context. We were talking with a client the other day, and we always, as a business person, you should always be asking what.
Oh, how did you hear about us? What got you to Team Lally?
And why do we as business people need to ask that question?
Well, we need to know what we need to do more of to get in front of the right people.
We need to know what marketing is working.
Yes.
Because if it's not working, people will never mention that's the reason why they came to you. But if you have marketing that is working, it's important that you ask people, how are we coming on your radar? How did you come to us? So we were talking with the client, and I would say probably like 80, 90% of the time they say what?
Oh, they looked at our reviews
Yep.
and they said, yep, I'm going to call this team.
Yeah. So before we actually share some of these reviews of recent reviews that we've had, I asked the client, I said, and then what about the reviews did you like? And he said, well, I like the fact, what grabbed my attention was that you guys have over 800 5-star reviews, but the reviews I read were
the 1-star reviews.
The 1-star reviews. And I'm so glad that you did that, because what I told him is that I personally respond to all the 1-star reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you would think we have multiple businesses. We're doing this real estate show. We got this real estate team. Am I going to have time to respond to the 1-star reviews? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it's important and you make time. And it's an opportunity.
And we don't have that many of them.
Oh, yeah. There's only a
That's
few.
the logical response. We don't have that many of them. And so when we do have them, I get on there and I research the whole situation. Mm-hmm. Because I will tell you, here's the big mistake I see with businesses. Because I left some businesses a 1-star review, but I gave them I gave them the solution on how I can turn this back into a 5-star. Mm-hmm. And what I noticed is that I looked at their 1-star reviews, and you know what the response is? It's a generic response. Thank you for your input. Blah, blah, blah. We will take it into consideration, yada, yada, generic, signed generically by generic person of the company. For our 1-star reviews, and I think any business, even a large corporation, if you have a public relations person, they should respond to that review. Take a look at it. If you're a CEO, you should be responding directly to that if you're the business owner. And what he said was, what did he say about he saw the number of 5 stars, but what was compelling about the 1-star?
Well, what he said was that if a company doesn't have any 1-star reviews, that it's suspicious.
Yeah.
And so he did see that we had a few, and he felt like that the responses were, they were professional.
Yeah. They did they acknowledged the person's feelings, mm-hmm. Acknowledged if their experience was not the best. And then it provided an opportunity. And by the way, in all those 1-star reviews, I put my personal cell phone and my name, mm-hmm. letting them know that I'm personally responding to this 1-star review. And I apologize that was their experience. I don't defend or make excuses. And then I completely just address it and then offer the opportunity for them to call me. I'm calling them, but a lot of times they won't take the call or text or respond to the text. But I give them my personal cell and they can call me. And we've not had that many 5-star reviews, and I always put my number in there. And
you mean not that many 1-star reviews?
Sorry, 1-star reviews. And Adrian, how many times has anybody who left me a 1-star review called my personal cell phone that was in the review response? How many times do you think they've called me?
0.
So anyway.
And we have had some people that have removed their review after your response.
Yeah, because they felt like, oh, you know what? Maybe I just went kind of DEFCON 11 on them a little bit too prematurely, and I should have, mm-hmm. Allowed some opportunity to communicate.
Okay, so speaking of reviews, I'm going to share one.
Yeah.
This one is from IK. Thank you, Robert, for helping me get an appointment with an agent. At first, I was apprehensive, but with your patience and explanations, I felt at ease. The agent I got was Kaylee. Super helpful too. His presentation on how I could sell my parents' house was impressive. Now I feel assured that your agency will put their best effort to get my place ready for sale. Thank you.
Kelly, just let me tell you a little bit about Kelly. He's a very patient guy, local boy. I think he used to work for Hawaiian Airlines, and then from there, graduated college, Hawaiian Airlines, then came over to work with us, and he's been with us,
Like 12 years.
Over 12 years.
Yep.
Local boy. He actually speaks Japanese and Korean, and we want to offer congratulations to him because his fiance, who lives in Korea, Korean girl, has accepted. She said yes, and they'll be getting married in the future.
In August.
In August, and we're going to be flying to Korea to go to his Korean wedding. It's going to be awesome.
Okay, so
that's Kaylee.
That's Kaylee. And I do want to also share a quick little success story on a home that we just recently sold in Honolulu.
Yeah.
So this one was listed with another agent, and it was on the market for about 148 days, and it expired. It was unsold. And then Alicia from our team, she stepped in, and instead of rushing back on the market, what Alicia did is she focused on strategy, timing, preparation, pricing, and what needed to change for a different outcome. So while the seller improved the property, Alicia committed to disciplined follow-up with weekly check-ins, neighborhood updates, and a clear plan to relaunch strong.
Yeah.
So when the home was ready, the seller had agreed to just a 30-day listing. So this other agent had gotten quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
So we had 30 days to get this done. And we had an offer accepted within 27 days. Okay. And then the seller was able to move forward with confidence. So it wasn't luck. It was preparation, process, and consistent follow through. So good job, team.
Let me tell you about Alicia. She is a strong Christian woman. She gets up early every morning, like 4:30. She does some prayer, really takes some quiet time before she begins her day. Is very super organized, always professional. She's been with us for how long?
Oh, I want to say, I think she just made 12 years also.
12 years with us. And what I want to say about Alicia is that, and she's also a very kind and caring person. We were chatting with her on an elderly client that was feeling super apprehensive, was going to have to go moving from the sale of their home into a care home. And she just visited with her for hours.
She got her checked into the care home.
And
continues to check in with her, and she's doing great. She's very happy at her new location.
We are a team. We do a lot of transactions, but I want to tell you that one of the things we're committed to is making sure that even if we have a lot of clients, we want to make you feel like you're the only client that we're serving in that moment, and that's how we do that with these great individuals on our team, as well as Adrian and myself. What else you got, Adrian?
Well, we do have a guest that's going to be coming on after the break, but I do want to just quickly talk about, we have a lot of open houses this weekend. We have 2 on Saturday, and then we've got 4 on Sunday. So
why don't we cover the Saturday ones, and then after the guest, we'll talk about the ones on Sunday.
That sounds like a great plan.
All right, so weekend open houses Saturday. This is going to be February 21st. This one is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This is going to be at the Alawai Boulevard, 2015. So if you're looking at
the Bel Air.
The Bel Air is closer more towards the Alamoana side of Waikiki, kind of across from the big soccer baseball field that's over there, the Alawai Community Park. Unit 2C, look for all the signs. There'll also be parking at a Baptist church on a side street, so you know how like there's no parking and you got to look for street parking, but we made arrangements with the church
there's an awesome new price of $549,000.
Yep. So this is a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,170 square feet. You wanted to say something, Adrian?
I was just going to say this one is open both Saturday and Sunday.
Fully renovated condo with luxury vinyl flooring, updated kitchen, large. This thing has a huge lanai, and it's not like one of these narrow lanais.
It's like a wraparound lanai.
It's a wraparound lanai.
Nice.
So you could like literally have a party of the loud talkers on the lanai, and then the soft talkers could be inside. It almost feels like you're inside of a home, even though you're in a condo in Waikiki. A lot of places to walk through, to hang out. The super cool night lifestyle and everything. Secured building. All right, and the next one.
This other one is here in Eva Beach. It's at the Coronado condos right behind Foodland. Brand new listing. This one's open 2 to 5, $455,000. It's fully remodeled, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's on the second floor. right like in the very beginning of the complex.
Right behind the sign to the complex.
2 parking stalls. It's a great community. So come check really both of those out.
Spent a lot of money cleaning it up, painting in and out. The brand new appliances, updated flooring, 2 parking stalls, community pool, recreation amenities near Kamakana Ali'i, but it's also there's a lot of shopping. Geiger Park over there where you can go walk the dogs and the kids, and it's a really great location.
All right, so we're going to take a break and stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Andy Pike of Quo Vadis Financial. We're going to discuss practical financial guidance, biblical principles for managing money, and the steps people can take to move towards financial freedom.
So stay with us.
Hey, you know someone that moved to the mainland but left the rental property behind? So Amber wanted to create a new investment opportunities on the mainland, but she had to sell her island rental first. So she reached out to our good friends Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Handling the business virtually with Amber, Adrian and Attilio came prepared with multiple 5-star selling strategies, including adjusting Amber's selling price expectations, and the home sold in days. If you're in the market to sell your home and you want a team that will make you the most money with the least amount of drama, you can trust our good friends Adrian and Attilio of Team Lally. Give them a call today, 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. They're trusted. You see their signs all over in my community. Visit teamlally.com today. That's teamlally.com today.
The only real estate team I trust right here in Honolulu is Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now, thanks for joining me today. What's the number one reason homes don't sell on time?
Sean, sellers are in denial. They are stuck in the previous market and not pricing their homes properly.
How do you solve that problem?
We have a 12-step program. The first step is to have a smart pricing strategy. We follow the 10-10-0 rule. 10 showings, no offers, we have to adjust. 10 days on the market, no showings, another adjustment. For the other 11 steps, give us a call.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com. And you can start packing.
In today's fast-changing real estate market, you need access to the right information to make smart choices. I invest in real estate all over the country, and I rely on smart agents who know their local market inside and out. In Honolulu, I work with Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi. Adrian, Attilio, and their team sell a home every 72 hours and have over 750 5-star reviews. Go to teamlally.com and find out in just seconds what your home is really worth.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596.
What's that number?
799-9596, or check us out online at teamlally.com.
And that's Lally. By the way, it's the home of the Guaranteed Sold program. If we don't get your home sold at agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. So give us a call. Always open to consulting with you guys. There's no pressure. And basically what it looks like, if you give us a call, we're going to just talk with you and talk about the listing process, and then schedule a time to either come, have you come visit with us in the office, do a Zoom. And then our second visit is
at the property.
All right. Speaking of people that come to your house and serve you at a high level, who we got?
Our guest today is Andy Pike, a retired U.S. Air Force veteran and financial advisor with Quo Vadis Financial LLC. Born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, Andy joined the Air Force in 1977, retired in Hawaii in 2003. After his military career, he transitioned into financial planning, seeing it as an opportunity to continue coaching and mentoring clients the same way he once guided his troops.
In 2007, Andy felt called to begin learning and teaching God's guiding principles related to finances. Since then, he has focused on leading biblically based financial classes in his local community, deeply connected to his purpose at Quo Vadis Financial. Andy considers his work more of a calling than a career and has no plans for slowing down anytime soon. Please welcome our guest, Andy Pike. Hello, Andy.
Welcome back.
What's up?
Yeah.
Haven't seen you guys in a bit. How you been?
Good. So let's get down to some questions because people, I think it like financial planning or whatever that means to people. I think a lot of people know they need to do it, but a lot of people probably aren't doing it and should be doing it. So let's give them some helpful advice.
Well, yeah, I think that too. Some people think, oh, it's too late for me already.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that little myth, Andy. Is it ever too late to get started?
What would you say to somebody who said, "Oh, it's too late for me"?
I would disagree because even if you have some money saved for retirement, it's better than no money saved for retirement.
Yeah.
And I also think that a lot of people see their situation far worse than it is because they're emotionally tied to everything. And there's, sometimes for some people there's shame. There's, I didn't learn anything. I made a bunch of bad mistakes. But I find typically most people's situation is not as bad as they see it once I take a look at everything.
I was listening to some podcasts about financial education, and they said that just having it by itself without somebody guiding you, the actual execution or remembering of what you learned is like really small, like 5%. You can go look at podcasts, you can go use ChatGPT all day long, but you gotta get a human being
like
to
Andy.
sit down with, like Andy.
Yeah, I believe strongly it is my bias, but I think people need to seek out somebody that's, one, not biased, not selling proprietary type product.
Yeah.
You can't do everything with investments. You can't do everything with annuities. You can't do everything with insurance. You can use all of those, but you can't solve every situation with one product. That's one thing. I also think you got to be really careful about who you're listening to.
Yeah.
And again, I'm a financial advisor, so of course I'm going to be biased to that. But a lot of the stuff that I hear is from people that have no licensure, the word's not coming to me.
Authority.
They're not responsible.
Yeah.
They're not really liable for the advice that they're giving.
I know the word.
License.
The word is fiduciary.
Yeah.
That is the word.
Too.
The fiduciary.
That is one of those words. Absolutely.
Yeah. Explain to people your fiduciary responsibility to them as a client. What does that mean?
So very simply put, a fiduciary standard says I have to put the interest of my clients ahead of anything of my own. So really it comes down to money, right? So if I tell a client, hey, I think you should pay off all your consumer debt first, that's money that they're not going to invest. So in the non-fiduciary standard, I would be basically taking money out of my pocket. Because I'm not having them invest, I'm having them put those dollars toward something else. But that's always the right thing for them. Another part of it is my job is to also make sure my clients are paying the least amount that's reasonable for their investments or for their life insurance or their service with me. But it's really acting in a client's best interest above your own my own best interest.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now, Andy, when we first met you were somewhere else. We won't mention where you were at, but I remember when you had launched Quo Vadis, that was one of the big reasons why you were so passionate about having your own financial planning firm so that you could deliver with that whole the passion of being able to provide what is truly best for the client.
Yeah. And so, there were some limits put on me at the other place. Not terrible, but they were limits, and I didn't like that. And I really felt that the only way I could do it the way I would be comfortable receiving a service like that is to go off and do it on my own.
Gotcha.
And so it's been that way since now late 2010. I can't believe it's already been almost 16 years.
Wow.
So you guys are getting old because you came over right after I moved. So we're all getting old together, I guess.
I know, but we are saving. But you are preparing us for that next, the next phase and all these different phases with whether it's saving for college, saving for retirement, and then just having that extra. Expert, because I'll randomly send you stuff. I'm like, what do you know about this?
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it on, TikTok or somewhere, and I think it's a great idea. And you're like, oh, and then you just poke holes. So it's so great to have that relationship.
Do the research.
My favorite thing about Adrian is Adrian likes shiny things.
Yeah. Yeah. So the name Quo Vadis, what does that mean?
It's Latin. The language is "Where are you going?" And it comes out of the Bible when the Apostle John was walking with Jesus. Jesus was heading to the crucifixion, and John basically, in our language, said, "Hey, man, where are you going?" And Jesus said, "Where I'm going, you can't go yet," because he knew he was going to be on the cross. So it speaks to the "Where are you going?" is really kind of a play on words, and it speaks to the journey that is financial planning, because it's not, "Hey, let me open a Roth IRA and get some life insurance and I'm done." It's ever evolving with, marriage, divorce, death, kids getting married, kids have, grandkids, all those things come into play. And so that's kind of the premise for the way I run my business. Is it's a lifelong, for me, it's a lifelong relationship with my clients. Because you guys, like I said, we've been together for a long time. If I don't know most everything about your money better than you, then I'm probably not doing my job the way I should.
You do know more than
you
we
even
do.
said, Adrian, I always poke holes in stuff, but it's also because I know you well enough to know what you kind of have in general and what's really going to benefit you and what's not going to benefit you.
All right. So next question. Why do you recommend Dave Ramsey's 7 baby steps? Is this like for brand new parents, or what is this? Or is this financial advice?
No, the baby steps are for everybody. It doesn't matter your age or anything else. So I was a Dave Ramsey SmartVestor Pro from 2019 to the end of 2025, where I got the leads from Dave Ramsey. I still follow all the 7 baby steps. Dave started his business over 30 years ago, and it came out of going into bankruptcy due to real estate. He was 21 years old. He had about $4 million worth of real estate. We had the back then, for the young folks that don't know about it, was called the savings and loan crisis, where all these banks were closing and getting nervous. And the bank that he had these loans with looked at it and goes, "Here's this 21-year-old kid, don't know nothing from nothing, and he's got $4 million. We're going to call all his loans." So they all got called. He went bankrupt overnight.
Wow.
But so over years and years, as he built the Ramsey organization, he really studied what's the fastest way to growing wealth. And so it doesn't sound like it's the fastest way, but it really is. And that's, so you have that baby step 1 is get an emergency fund with $1,000. Baby step 2 is pay off all your consumer debt. Don't care how big it is. If it's anything but a mortgage, it's consumer debt. So a HELOC, that's consumer debt. And so if we follow Dave, we're going to pay all that stuff off. We're not going to put money in savings. We're not going to put money in retirement. Everybody goes, "Oh man, I'm not even going to get my match in my 401k. It's like, no, you want every penny going to that consumer debt. And then once you're done with that,
then you do the 401k.
Pause right there for a second. Andy, because people don't realize, I think the interest that's charged on credit cards, it went before Congress. It was like completely crazy. The marketing.
I believe it was President Trump just capped it. He's trying to cap it at 10%.
Yeah, because people don't realize some of the stuff's out there is like 20, 30%. It's like,
no, I saw something. I saw an ad yesterday during the Olympics, and I was trying to look at the
fine print.
The fine print. The APR on the whatever they were selling was 39.99%.
You look at that and you think, would I be better off like borrowing money from Guido down some side alley? Because, at least he's just going to bust my kneecaps, but he's not going to completely just keep. And I think what it
just makes it really hard to get out of that obligation.
When they went before the Congress, it was proven that the way that they have the billing and it's so complicated that it's literally not impossible, but quite close to impossible for people to get out from that consumer debt. So we want to tell people, it's like if you had a bathtub and the putting water into the bathtub was like the leaks in the bathtub were like your credit cards. There would be like these huge gaping holes. So you can save, for retirement, which is like the tiny holes and stuff like that, and all of that good stuff. But if you're not going after the big holes every month with that consumer debt, then you're just going to always be buried over time. Okay, so pay off that crazy, almost loan sharky consumer debt. What's the next step?
Get rid of it.
And then what's the next step?
Build up your emergency fund. So your emergency fund is a function of, this is where the budget comes in.
Okay.
It's 3 to 6 months of all your expenses.
Okay.
So that, and then once you finish that, now you have all this money because you paid off your debt. You got your savings account full. Now you take 15% of your gross income, which is everything before taxes, any deductions, and now you put that in retirement.
Okay.
And that really accelerates people feeling like, oh, well, I haven't been doing this all along. I mean, I've had people with their 15% be $25,000, $30,000 a year.
Wow.
So, Andy,
And so once they start doing that, as soon as they can, they're going to pick up steam, and they're going to maybe, they're not going to have as much money as they could had they done that.
Yeah.
But it's much slower. They're paying more interest if they're trying to do, Dave calls it Dave-ish, where I'm going to still put money in my 401k, but I'll do everything else. And it's like, you're still not going to get there. And I want people to be really upset that they're not investing, because that way they'll be more committed to getting this other stuff done and get out of that debt. And then after baby step 4, we have baby step 5 is college for kids, if that's a thing. For a couple or a single person or anything else. And then after that, the one you guys like is now we accelerate mortgage payoff, or we're saving for a down payment on a home. Okay. And then baby step 7 is live and give and be generous as much as you want. So I have a guy to give you an example. I have a guy that's baby step 7. So he's paid off his mortgage and all that. He's putting 30-something% of his gross income into retirement.
Nice.
He's more than making up for the time that it took him to pay off his consumer debts and all that. And then I saw a thing just yesterday in the news. The average car payment in the United States is $800 a month.
I couldn't believe that because Adrian and I
fully 25% of those in 2025 were $1,000 a month.
I was looking at.
That's like a mortgage payment.
I saw a clip.
Pretty close. Not in Hawaii, but pretty close.
Like a mortgage payment in Alabama.
Yeah,
exactly.
Or your maintenance fee on your condo.
Oh yeah, that could be that too.
Here in Hawaii. But I get Dave Ramsey on my LinkedIn clips and stuff, and he was talking about if you're driving down the road and you see like a brand new home with 2 brand new cars in the garage, he says those people are sunk. Those people are sunk. There's an 80-90% chance with those two $1,000 a month car payments plus the mortgage, they're barely getting by. They look good on the outside, but he'd rather see like a 2018 Lexus in the garage. And that's what Adrian and I drive.
And a 2005. I like that one better because I have less trouble with my 2005 Lexus than I do with my 2018 one.
Yeah, I have a 2018 Lexus and a 2016 Toyota Corolla. And they are
2006
or something like I don't know. The only thing the feature I like about both those cars, they're paid for.
Yep, exactly. And Dave also talks about, I think he said, and I don't know how statistically accurate it is, but he said 60 to 70% of cars you see on the road aren't even purchased; they're leased.
Oh yes,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we did that once by mistake.
Yep.
That was never again.
We did that one time, and then we ended up paying cash and buying them. Because
Andy's like, I remember that.
But we still have those. We still have those vehicles today.
Yes, we do.
And we're taking care of them. So
Andy, with these paying off this debt, that can sound like a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a lot of debt, high interest. How long does it typically take someone to just get through that part of this, clearing out that credit card debt?
Let's say you got 5 different credit cards. Like, what would be your?
If a person is, Dave uses the word gazelle intense, and he always tells people go Google a YouTube video of a gazelle outrunning a cheetah.
Yes,
because that's how intense he wants people to. And in his Financial Peace University class, part of the video when he's talking about getting out of debt, he's actually got this video.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And you can see that the gazelle is nothing. Well, I can't say the words, but he's hauling, you know what?
Yeah.
To stay away from this cheetah.
He's going to be deer hamburger if he doesn't.
A lot of people. It really depends on how focused they want to be. If they're all in, Dave will tell you the average person gets out of debt, but in less than 36 months.
Okay.
I've had some a lot longer because they just had way more debt. A lot of it just depends. But I've also seen people finish in a decent amount of time, and then they come and they talk to me and they, man, you're awesome. And it's like, what? And she goes, you do really good work. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. You're the one that did the work.
You were coaching them. You were coaching them and holding them accountable.
You can still call me awesome all you want. I'll take that. But and that's the thing. It's just a matter of having a system, having a support network there saying, look, let's focus. Let me keep you on this track. and that's obviously part of what we do with Greg, who's my assistant. He does all the budget and the debt reduction work and things like that. But as long as you have somebody helping you hold accountable, looking at your budget, going, okay, are you spending too much money on Starbucks that could go to some of your debt?
Yeah, let's get you like a coffee maker. You can do that at home.
Well, here's what Dave would say. This is what Dave says. Dave says the only time you see the inside of a restaurant when you're in baby step 2, paying off all of your debt, and baby step 3, is if you're working there part-time to get more money to pay off your debt.
I love that.
You don't go to a restaurant to eat while you're doing this. He says beans and rice. We would say rice and kimchi or something like that here.
Yeah.
But
so Andy,
it really depends. But I've seen it go really long for people, but then I've also seen people get really hyper-focused and get done pretty fast.
With the credit card debt, do you ever see people trying to negotiate a lower interest rate or like a better payoff plan? And how does that end up working out?
Payoff plans typically don't work. Like if you want to save money and you do the tax debt stuff or debt consolidation, you're just trading one for the other. A lot of people don't realize when you do a debt consolidation with one of those tax firms that says, hey, we're going to get rid of your tax debt, you're paying taxes on every dollar that they save you, that you write off. The best way is to work through it yourself, because if it's worthwhile, then it's worth working at. But always ask for lower interest rates. Try not to be on payment plans, but Dave also does it backwards. The math nerds take the highest interest rate first and pay that off. You'll win that math argument all the time, but Murphy's Law says that your highest interest rate is also going to be your highest credit card balance. That's been my experience. So you never make any progress. So what Dave does is says, take the smallest debt. I don't care about the interest rate. Don't even care. Smallest debt.
Card with the smallest balance.
And then you snowball and you work up. Now you take all the money that was going on that smallest debt, add it to the one that was on the next one, and you're going and going and going. I've had people with $3,000 and $4,000 and $5,000 a month when they're getting onto their last debt.
I think that's important because people, when you're going after the big one, with the big balance, it can become disheartening after a while because you don't feel like you're achieving success. But when you can literally kill a credit card, and then what about closing that credit card or keep it open or close it?
Absolutely, nope, close it.
But don't worry about the credit score or the credit hit for closing it.
If you're paying cash, you don't need a credit score.
And I will tell you,
the only hard thing that we run into is people say, "Well, how am I going to get a mortgage if I have to do manual underwriting?" And there are companies that do. Dave has a company that he recommends that does it. And I don't know that there's anybody in Hawaii. I think I had a client call Dave Ramsey and said, I don't think I haven't been able to find one. And Dave just said, hey, the only one I know is this one that I recommend.
Unpack manual underwriting so people know what that means.
So back in the days before credit scores, people had to actually give a bank all their income documents and all their bank statements and all that stuff, and the bank would determine if that person was a good risk or a bad risk and help determine the interest rate. Now, because we're in instant gratification mode, they just look at your 3 credit scores, take the middle one, I believe it's still the middle one, and that determines your interest rate and whether or not you're going to get the loan and things like that. To me, a person that's buying a home based on their credit score is actually more of a risk than somebody that doesn't have a credit score but has cash.
I would say this too, is that credit scores, people don't get sucked into the marketing. Credit scores, it's a bright red beacon that says I can get in a
lot of debt,
boatload of debt. That's all. That's what that means.
I'm good at making my payments. But that's it.
And
so the number one advertised product in the United States has been for years and years, without even a peer, is credit cards.
It's something that's rampant here in the U.S. culture, because in other countries you don't see people like what? No, we pay cash, and so I think that's great advice, because people hem and haw. No, keep it open because you know with your credit score and you want to and blah blah blah. No, I did this probably when we figured this out when my first was born 28 years ago. We paid it off and then we killed it. Paid it off and then we killed it. So for the last 30 years, I've never carried credit card debt past a month personally. And
kind of the way we operate now here is if I can't pay cash for it, I must not need it. At least not yet.
That's
I've had clients go, Andy, I want to spend $100,000 on a car, and it's like, great, if you can pay cash, go for it.
Yep.
I would never spend that much money on a car if I had it, but if
you
you're
have
paying cash, I don't care.
You have this new trending advice that is just going completely insane. Save money and buy something when you can afford it.
Wow.
That just sounds completely crazy.
So Andy,
yeah,
we are approaching the end of our show.
Yeah.
So if our listeners want to get a hold of you,
what's a good number?
Or hire you to be their financial coach, financial planner, learn more about your firm.
Yeah.
What's the best way for them to connect with you?
So they can go, I got to fix my website, but they can go to the website, quovadisfinancial.com, and click on that begin your journey.
Okay.
And all they're going to ask for there is basically your name, your email address, and your phone number.
Nice.
And then kind of what you're interested in. Like investment advice, is it, getting out of debt and that kind of stuff. And that automatically comes to us. That way they can call me. My number is 808-757-7769.
Okay.
And then my email address, all my contact is down there as well.
Gotcha.
And they can always call you guys and say, hey, who is that crazy guy that you had on your show?
And
we'll make the connection.
And you're also in our
Yeah.
experts we trust, but 757-7769, 757-7769. Andy, not only is somebody that's a guest on our show, but we have personally been following and doing all the
long time.
I have a very simple rule of thumb. Andy tells me to do something, and then I do it.
Yes.
That's it.
Just do it.
Because we have the trust. You've earned our trust, and all of your clients trust you emphatically.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, you sleep well at night because you're always doing right by people. And so anybody out there, Andy
that needs help. That needs financial help, financial coaching. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are.
Yeah.
Andy even met with my daughter when she was 16 and explained how the
IRA.
Yeah. And she was like, okay, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
And my daughter too. But anyway, so that's it. Thanks so much for being on the show. And
anytime.
We'll see you soon.
Okay.
We'll see you at the office soon.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have a good one.
Thank you, Andy.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye.
All right. So before we wrap up the show, I do want to mention Career Night coming up March 2nd from 6 until 7 at our office.
Yes.
You can reserve your seat at hawaiicareernight.com. And what kind of things can they expect to be learning at Career Night, Attilio?
A couple things. Even if you do an RSVP, come anyway. We'll have a seat for you. It's hawaiicareernight.com, hawaiicareernight.com. 3 things you're going to learn about. What kind of time you got to put into this business, what kind of money you got to invest in it, and what kind of money you can make in this business. And we're going to share with you guys all of our secrets of how we've been doing this for 20 years at a high level. And we'll
even have some agents that have recently joined, and they're going to share their experience.
Yeah, and it's going to be like nothing filtered, nothing censored, no spin on anything. We're going to give you the truth of what it takes to be successful in real estate. I think we are, for the last 10 years, we're probably the only real estate team that's been doing a career night consistently for 10 years. I can honestly say that.
We even did it over COVID on Zoom.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, thanks for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Bradley with Allstate Insurance.
Kenji of Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson with Fine Line Paintworks.
Amphi of Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu of Attorney at Law.
Rhino of Hawaii Unified.
Janice with Dreamhouse Drafting.
Fabio of Hawaii Water Damage Restoration.
And Kyle with Impact Wealth.
Brian of Cleanscape.
And Benji with Hawaii Referral Agent.
Danny of DHA Financial.
Joseph, Keymasters Locksmiths of Hawaii.
Christopher of Falcon Services.
If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, all you got to do is go to teamlali.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Robin, our producer.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have one of our awesome guests talking about something that'll change your life.
Forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha.